Now, let's turn our attention to what used to be known as the Eastern and Southern African Trade and Development Bank, well, more commonly known in common parlance as PTA Bank. But now it's changed its name and its brand identity. It wants you to know it simply as a Trade and Development Bank. This 30-year-old development finance institution has a balance sheet of roughly $4 billion. It plans to increase its capital base, however, all the way to $10 billion by 2022. Uche Okoronkwo spoke to the CEO of the bank, Admassu Tadesse, about the strategy of the bank and its key targets.
The rebranding is a culmination of a new strategy that we embarked upon a few years ago. And that strategy was a strategy of growth, a strategy of diversification, and a strategy of innovation as well. So it was a multi-pronged strategy, and of course, underpinning all of those three elements is stronger and expanded partnerships. And the partnership dimension is very strong when it comes to funding partners, because we're not a deposit-taking bank, so funding partnerships are central.
Can you give us some insight into who they are going to be, and certainly what are the timelines?
In terms of sovereigns, who are both shareholders, but in a sense also partners, we have Mozambique that's just joined us this year. We have Swaziland that's just joined us this year. That takes the membership in terms of African countries where we operate to 20 countries, all the way from Egypt in the north, all the way down to Swaziland, Mozambique in the south, including Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. But we've also paid a lot of attention to partnerships with financial institutions who are both funders but also co-financiers to us. And for instance, in the context of China, which of course is a member country of the bank, one of the few non-African countries that's a member of the bank, we have not just a strong partnership with the government of China, the People's Republic of China, but actually with a whole range of Chinese financial institutions.
Now, your plan is to grow from a $5 billion bank into a $10 billion bank by 2022. Give us some insight into what your financial strategy is going to be.
We'll be building on the successes we've had in recent years. Those successes have involved bilateral funding arrangements, private placements, euro bonds, international syndicated loans, and strategic funding partnerships with certain types of institutions going forward. That's on the funding side. On the shareholding side, we will continue to invite member states to come in, both African countries, but also non-African countries. We're discussing with a number of prospective member countries from the continent of Asia, from Europe, from Latin America. We are having discussions with countries who we think would want to trade with our region and also participate in our bank.